Hi everybody, my name is Rodrigo and you're watching Travelzilla, and today I'm here in one of the most abhorrible places on earth, the epicenter of the biggest genocide of modern times, Auschwitz in Poland. Before we go anywhere, don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, share, and subscribe, and also to follow me on Instagram at Travelzilla Official or at Rodrigo Morato with 2 T's, links in description. So are you ready to start our tour in this outstanding place for all the most horrible reasons? Let's go, and welcome to Auschwitz. What if you were an astronaut from a distant planet and accidentally landed here on Earth today? In modern-day Krakow, Poland to be more specific. Would it be possible to fathom the hidden secrets or even imagine what has really happened here just a few decades ago? The Krakow of today is one of Europe's most beautiful cities. It's a huge, safe and well-developed tourist hotspot with visitors from all over the world. But not that long ago, things were unimaginably different. What happened here can't be compared to anything. So today I'm going for a walk here at the Jewish Quarter, also known as Kazimierz, which is the Jewish neighborhood here in Krakow. As you walk the streets of Krakow today, you'll notice that the local Jewish community used to be quite large and well structured. In fact, you'll still find a thriving Jewish community here today, even after 2 worldwide conflicts with a massive impact upon this very community. We all know that National Socialist Germany has almost annihilated this community, and so did the Russians once they took over. The Jewish community was very large and well-rooted here. But why were there so many Jews in Poland here back then? And where did they come from originally? Let's find out. How about a little bit of Jewish history? There's historic evidence of a Jewish presence in Europe since the Roman era. In fact, since the year 300 BC, various Jewish populations were well established throughout various regions within the European continent. Most of them came to Europe from the Caucasus and from the Middle East. 1,000 years ago, Jews lived in thriving communities throughout Poland, and in 1312, Krakow was known to have the most important of them. Polish Jews really came from all over Europe and the Caucasus, where Jewish populations from the Middle East mixed with the Khazars, nomadic tribes from Turkic and Caucasus origins who then converted into Judaism. Many Jews from Poland also came from Portugal, Spain, and other southern European countries. Soon enough, Poland became the world's main center of Jewish culture, which lasted for many centuries. From its foundation in 1025 to the first years of the Polish Lithuanian Commonwealth or Union in the 1560s, Poland was one of the most religiously tolerant countries in the world. With the end of the Polish Lithuanian Union in 1795, the vast number of Jews then became subject to the rules of the conquering powers, including the Russian Empire, which was very much against Jewish faith. In 1880, Zionism, or the idea that the Jews had to have their own separate nation-state, was born. In the late 19th century, the pogroms or attacks on Jewish settlements and communities skyrocketed. After the first worldwide conflict in the 1910s, Poland became independent again and was home to millions of Jews, but this time around it began to stimulate their emigration from Poland to other parts of the world, as well as the creation of a Jewish state in modern-day Israel. A couple of decades later, in the 1940s, during the world's second worldwide conflict, Jewish populations were almost annihilated by both national and international socialists that ruled Germany and Russia respectively. In fact, it was socialism in all its forms that almost erased Jews and their rich culture from the face of the earth. Now that you know a little bit more about the history of the Jewish people, I'm going to show you how you can actually get to Auschwitz from the center of Krakow. We've decided to go by bus and came back by train, so we headed straight to the Krakow bus station. Let's go. So the ticket cost me 6 zloty. I'm going to put the prices in euros and US dollars for you guys. If you decide to visit the Auschwitz-Birkenau Memorial by train, keep in mind that the distance between the train station and the museum is of approximately 2 kilometers or 1.25 miles. It's far, you guys. So we took the bus from the main station to Auschwitz, and here we are. The bus was actually really bad. It was a really old, dated, uncomfortable, hot, and the driver was just so moody and rude. And he drove really horribly bad as well, and it was just rude. Maybe it's so that you get in the mood to come to this place. That's what I think. He was so moody and horrible. So we paid, I don't remember the exact amount, but 6 zloty maybe. And the woman who sold us the ticket at the bus station was also horrible. She was ridiculously horrible. So moody. I think it's all part of, maybe it is, I don't know, just to get you in the mood to visit Auschwitz. And you know, Polish people in general have been amazing. Just these people that have to do with this place. My goodness. Oof. Now let's wait and see. I hope it gets better. The train station is far from the museum, a good 2 kilometers or 1.25 miles walk from it. But the service is excellent. It happens at least 4 times a day at the cost of only 5 euros each way. Now we finally arrived here in the Auschwitz memorial site. We didn't pay to get in due to the time we came in, but to know more about tickets, tours and prices, check out their official website. The link will be in description. We strongly recommend taking a tour. It's an enormous site, you guys. As we enter the museum, we hear the names of the victims that hatred just couldn't erase. Societies often have a very weak short-term memory and tend to repeat the same mistakes again and again over time, which is why what happened here is never to be forgotten. Auschwitz-Birkenau is a huge site that is divided into 3 sections. Auschwitz I, which served as a prison and concentration camp from 1940 to 45, Auschwitz II, which was the largest extermination facility ever built by National Socialist Germany during that dreadful time in history, Auschwitz III or Monowitz, and many other subdivisions or camps where people worked as slaves and were tortured and exploited until they were finally eliminated. So right at the entrance, people were really nice to us, security people, you know, information guys and everything. And they have bookstore, and I could find this in my native language, Portuguese. I'm really thrilled about that. So I got a guide in Portuguese. Of course, they have it in Italian, Spanish, English, so on and so forth. It cost me 22 zloty. So I'm going to put the prices in euros and US dollars for you guys. And now our journey is finally going to start. Right at the beginning of our journey at the memorial site, we find a mural in which the names of the countries that have helped to build and maintain the memorial site till this day were carved in stone. It's really cool to see here names of countries like Portugal, Argentina, and the United States, Israel, so on and so forth. What's happened here should never be forgotten. This piece of art gives you an idea of how massive this place really is, for it shows you the entire camp, which consists of Auschwitz 1, 2, 3 and other smaller campsites, which in its entirety is known as the Auschwitz-BIRKENAU complex. The parts of the original campsite that have been preserved have an area of approximately 200 hectares or 495 acres of land. So, are you ready to go inside? Welcome to Auschwitz. As you enter, there's a gate in which you'll find one of the symbols of the camp, words that mean "work sets you free." In reality, what National Socialists practiced here was the extermination of individuals through slave labor. Although statistics may vary, it's believed that between 1 to 3 million people have been killed here. There are no exact numbers. The most conservative estimates say that at least 1.3 million people were annihilated here, of which at least 1 million of them were Jewish. The majority of the people sent here were actually from Hungary, which was home to one of the wealthiest, best developed and well-structured Jewish communities anywhere. The National Socialists were after the capital this community had, and that according to them, ruined society. 50% of people here were Hungarian. The second largest community here was from Poland itself, and France came in third in total numbers. But there were people from all over Europe. As time went by, governments and propaganda tried to lower the numbers revealed by what went on here. But truth always prevails, and the massive scale of this place became impossible to hide. Nowadays, the persecution of Jews seems to be back in fashion. Maybe the devil is hungry again and needs to feed with the blood of the chosen people. So we must pay attention so that the world doesn't make that same mistake again. To visit the site, one may take an entire day as they visit the pavilions one by one. So it's impossible for me to show you everything, but I'll try to give you a broad idea of what you're going to find here when you visit, okay? Let's go. May the souls of the innocent people that have lived through it and perished here find peace as they sit beside the Lord Almighty, and that we as a civilization are forgiven for the atrocities of men. Please, God, forgive us. Now that we've seen some of the existing pavilions, it's time for us to enter the gas chamber. Together. Take a deep breath and come. I'll be right here with you. It's time. This is the place where millions of people have truly been oppressed, enslaved, stripped naked, humiliated, and agonized as their dreams, families, lovers, and possessions were taken away from them. All in the name of an ideal impossible to ever reach, too utopic to ever come true. What happened here can't be compared to anything. This was the vision of the end to so many. The dread, the screams, the looks in people's faces, and the agony of millions is impossible to grasp. But their lives won't be in vain, because the echoes of their suffering will resonate infinitely through time, and their story will be told for all existence. May their spirit find true freedom as they find their way by the side of the Father Almighty, the Creator of heaven and earth. Now that we've seen Pavilion 4, we're going to move on to Pavilion 5, where a lot of the material proof of everything that's happened is located. What you see behind me is just a small fraction of the hair of the hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people that have died here. More than 110,000 pairs of shoes were found here after the war. So now we'll go from 5 to 6, and I'm in loss of words, and it's really, really difficult to do that because I talk a lot. I don't even know what to say.
More than 232,000 children were sent to this facility between 1940 and 1945, but no one knows exactly how many of them have passed away here. Although evidence has been found that in a single day, October 10th, 1944, 800 of them have been sent to the gas chamber. Please look in the eyes of each and every one of them so that you can understand why something like this should never happen again. What happened here can't be compared to anything. May the souls of these children protect the world from evil. May each and every one of them find happiness as they find true peace and true love in the arms of God.
So guys, something between 1 and 3 million people died here in this complex alone. 1 to 3 million lives.
Now, let's explore these pavilions a bit more so that we can understand and learn about the living conditions that people have endured here. Can you, for a second, even begin to imagine what really happened here? Can you? least once in a lifetime, you should gather the courage and find the time to make your way here. What you'll find here in the Auschwitz concentration camp will be harsh. It will be difficult to process, but once you leave, you'll see that facing the reality of what happened here will somehow turn you into a better person.